it's all balls, eh? You got to go for it. No, you got to be kidding me. Okay, so I'm definitely wimping out here. This month I'm going on an adventure. Me, my buddy Charles, and my PYGA Evolve. For a lot of you, I'm sure PYGA will be a new brand, but actually it's a homegrown, top quality brand from the mind and hands of legendary South African bike designer Patrick Morwood. And the Evolve is his first e-bike, and what a beast she is. Hand-built in aluminium without compromise, there's 160mm of travel front and rear. There's weapon-grade code brakes and top-end RockShox Lyric suspension. These fill me with confidence on the sketchiest of trails. Power comes from the Shimano STEPS EP8 system with an 85 Nm motor and a 630 Wh battery. My bike was set up as a mullet, but it can be ridden as a full 29er. To be honest, at my level I didn't really notice a difference, other than it was absolutely amazing. The big visual aspect of the bike is the high pivot and the idler pulley. Something seen more often on downhill bikes, but maybe, just maybe, it's a first on an e-bike. The idea is to try and minimise the upper chain growth, which causes pedal kickback when the 160mm of travel is working hard. The Evolve is certainly a bike designed and built not to be intimidated by harsh terrain. This build cost 169,000 Rand and offers plenty of bike for the price tag. So where do you go on a bike that's designed pretty much to go anywhere? How about the craziest and newest trail in Wellington? Recently built and debuted on the Mbuko Big 5, murmurs were all around Wellington of the crazy switchbacks, lots of steep climbing and miles of single track descents. Topping out at 1,000 meters, the views are astounding. It was a clear day and Charles was sure he could see the ocean, which is about 80 k's away. So the climb up was long, and the final two sections were a series of around 20 to 30 uphill, tight switchbacks. The first set was in the woods, and then following a short contour path, the second set was right out in the open. I obviously took the opportunity to get a few aerial shots. Now I'm sure if I'd had long enough I could have got up there on my analogue bike, but with nearly 40 minutes of downhill single track heaven ahead of me, I needed to be fresh and have my wits about me. And this, in my opinion, is where having an e-bike really comes into its own. Often the most challenging tracks are way up the mountain and can be tough to get to, but not with an e-bike. Having said that, Charles rode really well and I didn't have to wait for him too often. The top set of switchbacks are intimidating and very tight, and you need a high level of skill to clean them all. We were both a bit caught out here, although I am pleased to say I did ride about half of them. I'm certainly going to be heading back up to give it another try. After the initial drop, we had quite a descent of new and at times quite loose single track. That's easy, that one.
rideable.
This is the riding that I love, and the Evolve definitely played a part in smoothing out those bumps and giving me confidence to roll over the sketchy loose rocks that littered the upper sections of the trail, especially once we'd enter the woods. We finally hit the Full Monty trails through the woods and then back down onto the Bains Kloof Pass road. It was fantastic. A lot of work has been done on the wooded sections by Pete van Veek and his team, our local trail builder. He's added a lot of berms and smoothed out the rocky stuff. The trail flowed effortlessly through the trees. I only wished I had more skill to really challenge the Evolve's pedigree and sure-footedness. But that's the great thing about riding technical stuff on a mountain bike. Similar to skiing, when you're on your limit, the adrenaline starts flowing and you feel like Greg Minnaar. By the time I reached the Bains Kloof Pass road, I had a smile so broad a Cheshire cat would have been proud. If you want to ride these trails, then I suggest you contact Anna Marie at Adventure Cycles in Wellington for a day pass. And you might want to get yourself a local guide, because at the moment the trails are not fully signposted. And that was my little adventure. Anything is possible on an e-bike.
Charles, we're clueless here.
Well, almost anything. In closing, I'd just like to say a huge thank you to Ollie from PYGA for lending me his own personal e-bike. Make sure you check out the PYGA website if you're looking for a hand-built, homegrown mountain bike or e-bike. And if you've stuck around this long and you've enjoyed the episode, then I'd really encourage you to like, share and subscribe, whatever you need to do. You're an adult. And I'll see you next time.